Yes, I'm a white girl who says the N-word. What are you gonna do about it?
The knee graph. Can you say the N-word? Finally, a technology specifically designed to help you determine whether or not you can drop the N-bomb.
I've got the knee graph on my phone and my iPad. My phone says I can't ever say it. My iPad says I can't ever say it, but bigger. I can say nigga all day long. Nigga! No, not in this lifetime. I'd like to, but it says it right here.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be honest with you. This lady here, man. I will not recommend this. Listen, first of all, all right, she's the girl who said the N-word, right? And the backlash is horrible, okay? I mean, they doxed her and they know where she lives and her name and everything, and they find out where she works. And the mob went after her in a very, very crazy way, as always they do. And my thought is, first of all, I don't say the N-word. You will not find a single video where I say it because I have a dark skin. I believe that's one of those terms that really it's just like it's a slur, right? It doesn't really fit in my vocabulary because I'm a Christian and I know better and I don't address anybody like that. I call you by your name. But there used to be a time when I used to say it, right? Before I met the Lord, I used to say the N-word all the time. And I remember one time I went to the library and there was this black man working in the library. And older gentleman, about, I'll say 60-something years old or so. And he looked at me, he says, "Stop saying the N-word." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember when he said that, I'm like, how is a black man going to feel some type of way about that? He says, "It's very ignorant for you to say it because you don't even know what you're saying." And I thought about that and I realized, yeah, it is kind of ignorant because here is a word. And again, it's not the Nigger. That's really the one that people have an issue with. But Nigga has been used to communicate, to say buddy, my friend. That's what people say. I had Spanish friends who used to say it. I even had some white friends in high school that used to say it. It was not a problem because once you are my friend, when when we know each other, it's not a big deal. But I think the kind of backlash she's getting, I think is too much. And let me explain why it's too much. Because if it's wrong for white people to say the N-word, it should also be wrong for black people to say it. But we know that's not the standard we go by, right? But at least that's the way it should be. But unfortunately, we live in a different world. So I'm going to listen to this lady once again. She's going to say it, and it's going to be, we're going to, blur it out and so on. We're going to bleep it. But she has some guts, though, because she hasn't backed down. She lost her job. She keeps speaking up and everything. And listen, I'm not saying it's okay for her to say this, but how defend her right to say it? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think she has every right to say it, but she has to be ready for the backlash. That's why I would never recommend a white person to say that. Even as a black man, I would say, you shouldn't be saying that. If anybody comes to our house and, my stepson has friends that comes over, when they come over, they start talking like that, or I remind them, not in this house. So there are some things we don't tolerate when it comes to this home. But unfortunately, to each his own kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, if you're a white person, I would not recommend you doing this because it's going to cost you too much. Anyway, let's take a listen to what she has to say. I give her some godly respect, though, because she stands her ground.
Give my criticisms to all because we are all about equity and inclusion here, right? So I'm sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami at 3 a.m. outside of a nightclub. You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass.
Oh my goodness.
Married right now, they're married to broke ass. And they don't care. We don't give a about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay? My type is broke mechanics and surfer hippie dudes who just want to live in a shack and surf and have babies. All I ask of a man is that you're competent, you're not. If somebody broke into our house at 3 a.m., you would know how to grab a gun and shoot her.
She's wilding out. Here, let me tell you, and I take the position of Voltaire when it comes to this, right? Voltaire said, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And I think that's kind of where I stand when it comes to this. And it's like, for me, it's like, if the black people could say it, she could say it. Freedom of speech means she's allowed to do that. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. But I think the overreaction from black people is also not fair, because she's not really being racist by saying this, although this is, she just says that. And I think part of it is a troll, because she knows she's going to get a lot of attention. And guess what she did? She didn't back down. She actually responded in another video where she went even more to kind of stand her ground. And I actually appreciate this about her. I think if you're going to say what you say, you're going to believe what you believe, you need to be able to face the mob, right? Stand your ground. I'm all about standing for what you believe. I say this all the time in this channel. Even if you disagree with me on some things, I would rather have you disagreeing with me, but at least you're standing for what you believe.
Video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
The goodies in the middle and we all getting fed. And it's a struggle, with bitches and niggas out together. Oh my God! Yup, keep going! And I can't handle talking all again.
She's something else. She's something else. She has another video on Twitter that is also, let me find it for you.
Something that's absolutely unforgivable is people who play the victim card while living in America. You live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world, and you have the nerve to play the victim card? You realize there are slave traders in Africa right now. Look it up. Look up that video of all those African slaves at an auction. That's going on right now. And you have the nerve to be complaining about racism in America? And feminists. There's women being stoned to death in the Middle East because they were raped. They were raped and they get stoned to death. And you have the nerve to complain about sexism in America? Shut the f*** up. There's people right now that's been kidnapped by the cartel and they're waiting to be tortured or killed. There's people who's being human trafficked right now. Right now. And you've got the nerve to be playing your victim card and act like you're such a victim in this country and you're so shit on in this country. I got news for you, dumbass. Everybody, shit has happened to everybody. Everybody's had a hard time in life. You're not unique, okay? You're not unique because you belong to a minority or you're part of the rainbow community or you're a woman. To be born in this country where you can't just be trafficked the second you walk out of your house or beheaded if you happen to get raped. Stoned to death. Just maybe be grateful that you live in a country instead of being such an ungrateful, stupid, delusional prick.
These are her opinion, and she has every right to share her view. I don't condemn a person for believing what they do. But again, I will definitely change the way I communicate. I would rather do it in a much more balanced and kind and respectful manner, but this doesn't necessarily mean the hard truth is not welcome. I don't feel that way. I think she has every right to say what she says. But again, I'm not here so much to defend her. I'm here to say that she has a right to speak. You understand? She has the right to say the N-word. But are you ready for the backlash? Does it worth the backlash? And that's the question I'm asking. I'm not saying that it's wrong for her to say that, because I don't care what you say. For me, I don't care what you say about me. I'm not defined by that word. My character has a lot more to do with my with my Jesus. But are you ready for the backlash? Because she's experiencing serious backlash as a result. And I think the question is, did it actually worth it though? Like overall, I mean, it's kind of like a whole lot of price to pay for a single word. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all remember this girl, the girl that decided that, she's going to tell a story and call everybody her friends were dating some broke ass ninjas. Yeah, guess what happened? They fired her ass. They blew up her job. They found out where she worked and they blew up her job, baby. And she doubled down. This was her double down video because they made her take the other video down. But she had the nerve to double down and didn't think nobody was going to find you and locate your job. I even called your job. I sure did. I called it. That thing is blocked. You can't even leave a message. They blew up your jobs. This is what happens when you spew hate on the internet. It lasts forever. Good luck finding another job, because as soon as they see your face and other people see your face, they're going to come back to these videos that are saved forever and people and you're going to lose that job too, because no one wants a racy individual at their establishment.
And this is exactly why I think we should share that. Whenever somebody want to get racist and stupid on the internet, let's share that as much as we can. Because yes, I understand what people were saying, hey, block it and ignore it. Yeah, but that won't really give it consequences, you know what I'm saying? Other than yeah, you're not giving it attention, but it ain't going away. And I mean, hey, it's still not going away, but at least she ain't got her job now. I'm much happier than ignoring her now. You feel me? This is why I like expose racists and get them out there. And then I remember seeing her apology video, and she's talking about, what was it? The freedom of speech. She's talking about freedom of speech. And yes, freedom of speech is cool, but not freedom of consequences. That doesn't mean just because no one can stop you from saying it, yes, but that don't mean we can't not do nothing to you.
I'll be honest with you, man. I actually disagree with the mob mentality. That is we're going to get you because you did something like that. I don't think a person deserves to lose their job and so on, to be doxxed and death threats and everything. That's just too much over a single word. I think you're doing too much because we say the word all the time. To me, it's like being hypocrite. I think, and also, is there something that black people can say about white people and they get in trouble for? I can't think of anything. I mean, we come up with the worst words about white people, and some of us we're still fine. We still got our jobs. Nobody's messing with you. Why? Why is it okay for you to do it? Why is it okay for her to do it? You know what I'm saying? It's just the standard, the double standard is obnoxious to me. I have no time for that. Was it the right thing for her to say that? No. But did she have the right to say it? Yes. Does she deserve all this backlash? I don't think so. That's horrible. That's too much, because we say the N-word all the time, right? I mean, I don't say it anymore, but a lot of black people say the N-word all the time. And does that make her racist? I don't think she's racist, though. I think by her doing that, she knew she was going to get the level of attention that she gets, and it works in her favor. Do I agree with her speech, though? No, I think she could have done a much better job expressing herself. I don't think she needed to go that route, because it's not worth that. Once your reputation is destroyed on the internet, and you have to look back and look at your family and everything that you've jeopardized because of a single word, and knowing that the mob mentality and how cruel and despotic and unmerciful that they can be, I don't think it was worth doing that. So that's why I want to hear from you in a comment below. Do you think that was a good choice for her to say what she said? I would like to hear from you. Is that something you would want to do yourself? Is that something you want to risk doing? I don't think a person is a racist because they say the word. It's been said by many different people in different times and different seasons. There's certain people that are allowed to say it regardless of their skin color. Some people are not allowed to say it, but if black people are allowed to say it, and then we say certain people cannot say it, and I'm like, that makes us racist then, because we are determining based on somebody's skin color what they can and cannot say, which I don't agree with that. But nevertheless, one thing I will say, the Bible says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good, to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. So that's the principle I live by. I don't want to be cussing and saying all kind of crazy things. That's not my style. This is not to say I don't have other flaws, but if I cannot communicate myself without all the F-bomb and S, N and so on, and F, like something is wrong. You need a change of heart. The mouth has to be washed. There has to be a change in your attitude, period. But anyway, a lot more could be said about that. What is your thought and perspective? I want to hear from you. Where do you stand when it comes to this? How do you feel about the N-word? Where do you stand when it comes to that? Regardless of your skin color, what is your perspective? That's what I want to hear. Share your thought and perspective with me once again. I want to hear from you. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.